Hello, this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and I'm going to make an Easter card. I know it's almost Easter, and it's like, oh no, it's 2 days to Easter. I haven't made one Easter card. So we're going to do an Easter card for all you late people like me. So we're going to use Welcome Easter, and pretty much we're going to use all the stamps from this particular set. So we're going to use the bunny, we're going to use Happy Easter, we're going to use Have a Wonderful Easter, the flowers, and the bumblebee, and the grass. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with Gorgeous Grape, scored, you know, the typical 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to get a piece of Highland Heather, and we're going to emboss the Highland Heather. And we're going to be using Basket Weave 3D. Now this is a 3D folder. So in order to do this, you have to have the 3D embossing folder plate. So it's 149658. So if you're going to place an order for anything, that's the number. And how you make that sandwich is you use the base plate for embossing folders. You use the folder here, and before you put your Highland Heather in, you got to spray it with some water. So you just use your little misty spray here from Stampin' Up and put it up to the line, and then put this on top. That's it. So your embossing folder base plate only, the folder, this, and run it through, and what you're going to get is this. So it looks like an Easter basket, so that's kind of cool. So we're going to go ahead and take that, and that's Basket Weave 3D, not to be confused with Coastal Weave 3D, which kind of does the same thing, but it looks different. You can see the difference between the two. The basket is better. So that's the difference. And we're going to take this and we're going to snail it up on our card base. Now this Highland Heather is going to be cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And now we're going to go ahead and do all our little shapes here. So what you're going to need is layering circles, and we're going to take the third largest scalped one, the largest non-scalped one. So this one will be in Gorgeous Grape, like that. The scalloped one will be in Granny Apple Green, okay? And then from stitched shapes, we're going to use the second largest circle, which we're going to do in Whisper White. And then we're going to take from rectangle stitched frames the second and third largest of the rectangles, and you're going to do the largest one in Gorgeous Grape and the smaller one in Whisper White. So go ahead and cut all those out, and then let's go ahead and start putting them together here. Let's just get these out of the way. You're going to take the Whisper White, and we're going to go ahead and snail it on here first. Even though we need to stamp Happy Easter, you want to do this first, because if you stamp it and then put it on, you're going to smear your Happy Easter. So do this first. Then we're going to take our Gorgeous Grape and our Granny Apple Green and snail that together. And then we're going to go ahead and take our Stampin' Pad with a piece of scratch paper and our white, and let's get our Granny Apple Green ink. And like I said, all the stamps are from the Welcome Easter. So we're going to take the grass and we're going to stamp a whole bunch on the bottom. So we're going to stamp some off, some on the bottom, some in the middle, just like that. Okay, close up our green. And then we're going to put this to the side. Now, what we need to do is we need to stamp and cut our bunny. So I would recommend you use your Stamparatus, just because if you don't get that bunny stamped correctly the first time, you're going to ruin it. So we're going to take our bunny here, and we're going to use Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to stamp them up. And if you don't get it good enough the first time, you can do it the second time, and that's fine. So go ahead and close up your ink and take your sheet off. Now, before you cut, either fussy cut, or if you have one of those scan and cut machines, which are fantastic, I would really recommend getting one of those. We're going to fussy cut, but before we do that, let's color in the bunny. So we're going to be using Light Lovely lipstick and Dark and Light Highland Heather, and we're going to color him all in. So I used the light Highland Heather for his fur and the dark Highland Heather for all, like his feet and his chest and his ears. And then I used for his nose the light Lovely lipstick. So go ahead and color him in first. And then, like I said, either fussy cut this or put it in like a brother scan and cut and scan it out. Like that's what I did, because I have one of those machines. And then he's going to come out looking like this, because you can adjust the machine to cut right up to the edge. Now, no matter how much up to the edge it does, it is still going to leave a little bit of ink. So go ahead and take your light Blackberry Bliss and very, very gently touch the edges and fill up all those white spots here. And this ink does drink into the paper really quick, so don't hold it on there, otherwise it'll bleed in. So I'm going to do the edges and I'll be right back. I've gone ahead and filled in all my edges, and I'm going to go ahead and take some dimensionals and put them on the back. And then I'm going to take the white piece and snail them and put them in the middle here. And take my bunny and put them right there in the grass. And then snail this up again. And we're going to take, and if you find that your 3D folder kind of curls up, just give it some more tape. And then go ahead and take this and put it right there in the middle. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp Happy Easter right there in the middle of this one. So get our Stampin' Pad out. Even though these are the orange stamps, I still like using the Stampin' Pad. And when you're stamping this, make sure you're watching the stamp and not the label you put on top. Sometimes you get that label crooked, and this will help you from not stamping crooked. So Happy Easter, don't touch this, it will smear. So go ahead and put this up, and then very gently without smearing it, snail that. Don't touch that Happy Easter, and put them there on top. Great. Now we can do the middle, and the inside is easy because all we do is we take the Highland Heather, and this is a 5 by 3.75, and the Whisper White, which I've snailed up here on already, which is 4 3/4 by 5. I'm sorry, 4 3/4 by 3.5. Snail it up. Go ahead and put them on. Then get our Stampin' Pad again. Here's the sentiment. Have a wonderful Easter. It's also from Welcome Easter Stamp Set. Go ahead and give it a good amount of pressure. Lift up. All right. And now we're going to do the flowers in Melon Mambo and put them in the corner. Now I did go ahead and grab my light Lovely lipstick and my light Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to fill in the flowers real quick. I'll be right back. The last thing we're going to do is put in our bumblebee, which we are using that same Blackberry Bliss, and put them off to the side, and that's the card. That's the whole thing. So if you like the card, please subscribe to my channel. I do a few videos a week. I'm always giving away the demo card, so if you write a comment in my video and subscribe and put your email address, and I'll send you the demo card. The first one who does it gets the card. So that's it. Thanks. Happy Easter. Bye.